Hello everybody and welcome back to Everyday October, day 21. And this is the look that I have created today. So the skin is super flawless, not too much bronze, not too much blush, there's barely nothing on the eyes, and then there's a really intense, vampy, deep purple lip. So if you want to see all of the products that I used to create this look, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start by getting my hair out of the way, because although this look is very focused on this dark deep lip, there is also a lot of focus on the skin, and the skin being flawless and really smooth. So just bear with me looking like I've had a facelift, because I just need the hair out of the way. So I'm starting with the Collection Lasting Perfection Putty Primer. I have used this a few times on my channel. I really like it. If I'm wanting this really poreless, smoothed out skin, but without it looking too done, this is a really nice one. Really affordable as well, which is always a win. So I'm going to warm that up in between my hands and just start pressing it down the centre of the face. Obviously, as always, I've already done my skincare, so I'm just pressing this in, and I can almost feel it like not setting, but it almost gets tackier as you work it in. So I'm just going to keep pressing and spreading that all over. And obviously my face still looks the same. I don't know why I carried on like looking in the mirror then. I know my face is going to look the same. Then I'm going in with the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Foundation. And I'm taking one pump on the back of my hand, and I'm going to apply this thinly all over the face. And then I'm going to use a sponge to really help blend it in and just make it really seamless. I don't want the skin to be too glowy today. That's not like my intention. I want everything to be really seamless, really flawless, but also more on the matte side than glowy. So I'm really pressing this into the skin with the brush, and then I'll go over the top of it with the sponge. And this is the Real Technique Seamless Complexion brush. I've really been loving this for foundation recently. I still love a sponge. I do still love a sponge. But I don't know, I've just been on a bit of a brush hype, I suppose. So I've blended all of that out with the brush, and I'm just going to take whatever I've got left on the back of my hand, which isn't a lot, and I'm just going to bounce over just the rest of what I had with the sponge, just to make sure that this is extra flawless. For concealer, I want a very much brightened under eye, so I'm going in with the Collection Lasting Perfection Hydrating Concealer, and this is in the shade 4 Extra Fair. The foundation I wore was in F4, which is slightly darker than what I usually go for. I think F3 is my perfect shade, but I'm going to brighten the inner corner of the eyes just a little bit down the centre of the face. So again, I'm blending this out with a brush. I always use this brush for concealer. This is the Real Techniques contour brush, and then I will go over the top of it with the sponge again. At this stage, if I had any spots that I wanted to put concealer on, I would do that, but I think that foundation has covered over quite nicely the few little spots that I have going on my chin. So for putting the colour back into the skin, I am going in with the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. Because this is more of a cool tone, and I don't want the skin to be bronzy at all really today, so I'm just going in with a very small amount of this because it is very pigmented. I'm just going to add in a little bit of that sort of shadowy, contoured look. So that is all of that cream bronzer blended out. Then I'm going to set everything, because this is still looking a little bit dewy, especially where we put that hydrating concealer in the centre. So I'm going to take a little brush actually. I was going to take a big one, but I think I'm going to just take the Real Techniques setting brush and go in with my favourite powder at the minute. This is the Revolution Pro Hydra Matte Setting Powder. If you have dry skin and have previously been scared of setting powder, like I always have been, this is a beautiful one. It doesn't feel drying on the skin, it smooths everything out, it doesn't make you look or feel dry or tight or any of those awful feelings that I, as a dry skin girl, am used to feeling. It just sets everything down beautifully. Sometimes I like to use a big brush, sometimes I like to use a little brush. I just want to be a bit more precise with it today. I'm also setting across the eyelids, so tapping, like purposefully going in and tapping some powder just across the eyelids because I don't want any of that to crease. I'm not using any sort of eyeshadow or anything today. I might put a little bit of bronzer through the crease, but that's just standard for me. But as with the rest of everything, I just want this to be really flawless. So that's the setting powder. Now I'm going to go in with a bronzing powder, but like I said, I don't want to be too bronzed, so I'm going in with my usual brush, and this is the Revolution Mega Bronzer in 01 Cool. So this is very much a cool toned bronzer, and like I say, that's the sort of skin that I want to go for today. So I'm just buffing a little bit of this, basically where we put that cream bronzer, but just a little bit sort of wider. So it is slightly bronzier. I don't want to look grey, I don't want to look dead like there are looks like that, but that's not what I want for today. But I just don't want this to turn into a very bronzy skin day, if that makes any sense. So that is the majority of the face colour on. I have brought over the Revolution Ultra Blush palette. This is in Sugar and Spice. Do I want a little bit of blush? I feel like I'll decide if I want blush after I've done the lips, because that's like the main interest, so I'll leave it for now, but I have brought this over in case I want it. If you've made it this far into the video, leave me a comment down below. What is your beverage of choice? I would never normally pick Coke, but I was just fancying it today. I would never pick it. I'm very much more of like a tango kind of gal, or coffee, but not coffee today. So I'm quickly going to just do my eyebrows. I'm using the Eyelure Brow Pencil and the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So I'll be back when I've got some brows on my head. Not my greatest brow work, but they'll absolutely do. I just feel like they're a bit wonky, but they'll absolutely do for now. So for the eyeballs, I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of the powder bronzer through the crease, just to sort of add that shadow back in, but I don't want really a lot of anything going on the eyes. So I'm just buffing this in with the same big old brush that I always use, the LA Girl 202, and just blending that right along the crease, blending it out a little bit. I will also put it under my eyes, so you can see that adds just a little bit more sort of colour and interest around the eyes, but nothing that looks too much like eyeshadow, because that's not what I'm going for. I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Thrill Seeker mascara, just with a light one coat of this to make the lashes look long and spidery, but I don't want them to look too thick and like dramatic. And I'm going to be really careful to not get any of this on the eyelids either, which is a problem that I often have. So that's the mascara done, and I have just wiped off that lip balm. I did have some lip balm on, wiped that off, and this is the lipstick that we're going in with. This is the L'Oreal Paris Signature Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade I Enjoy. This is such an intense, vibrant purple, deep purple. It's so perfect for this time of year. So I'm going to be brave and channel my inner autumnal feelings and apply this onto the lips. Like, tell me that that's not the most perfect autumnal browny purpley vampy colour. I love it, but because it's me, I have to add something over the top. This is the L'Oreal Colory Shine in Watermelon Plum, and I've not tried this, so this might be a disaster, but I think that this like red might just bring out a little bit more red in the lips. Obviously these are quite sheer. I'll give it a go. Yes, that is just bringing out a little bit more of that reddy purple. I mean, that's completely messed up the end of that lipstick, but I can clean it the next time I use it, if I don't use it just with this lipstick. That is juicy. I love that colour. I love this lipstick formula, this signature matte formula, but this colour for autumn is such a perfect colour. It's definitely making me want a little bit of blush though, so I'll go in with this one on the bottom row, this shade here on the bottom corner. Just a little bit of that on my blush brush that I always use, and just tap a little bit of that onto the cheeks. What I love about these lipsticks as well is that I don't need a lip liner. Like, I don't need to worry about trying to find a deep purple lip liner, because this formula doesn't bleed, it doesn't go into any fine lines or anything. It's a matte formula, so it will just stay all day. It's just beautiful, and I think this really intense pop of dark lip with like basically nothing else on the lips and nothing else on the face just looks so autumnal. And I think that that is me done. So let me take my hair back down. Yes, I feel like if my hair was just a little touch darker on the ends, this look would would just finish off this look if my hair was just a little bit darker. But the colour is slowly leaving me. My hairdresser is on maternity leave. So rude, and I am in desperate need of getting my hair re-dyed. But anyway, this is the final look. Let me know what you think. Is this sort of deep lip something that you would wear? Because for me, I love a dark lip. I love this sort of really intense deep lipstick, and like I say, this formula is one of my all-time favourites, especially for these like darker colours. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If this is the first video of mine that you have seen, then welcome to Everyday October. We are 21 days in, so there are 21 whole videos in a playlist. I will link it up here. I have been posting every single day in October. I must be losing my mind, but there's lots to catch up on if you're new around here. But until next time, thanks so much for watching. Bye!